No. Yes, Mom, I remembered my damage counters. And my underwear. No! Mom, come on. I gotta record this video. It's really late. My viewers are gonna get mad at me. Yes, Mom, I know! Yes, I packed everything. Yes! Come on, cut me some slack, Mom. It's due Sunday! What? What do you mean it's Tuesday? You're Reggie Rocket with my nonsense and hopeless Poke projects. You won't stop till you're about to the top with all the hot tips. Hit with the metagame train, the reigning top kids at the top of his game, and you can't hit on top this. You want the best tricks? I suggest you profit. You want a mess split? I suggest you profit. Once we started rolling, you know you can't stop it. Let's go and get some lessons from JWittz and Profit. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Sorry guys, I unofficially decided to take a Thanksgiving break, but since I love you all so much, I'll give you a little recap into my Pokemon life so far. I've decided to hold off a couple of the main episodes in favor of full-fledged tournament reports. I'm gonna bring a camera and host interviews, live feeds of games, and of course, my own personal experience. Since I was smart enough to not bring my camera to my first tournament, here's a short recap of how I did at the Oswego, Illinois event. I put together a Shuppet donk list, which I'll throw up onto the screen. You can pause it at any time in the next couple of seconds to write it down or just take a look at it. My goal is basically load as many plus power in a single expert belt on a Shuppet, then use his fade out attack to bring all the plus powers back into your hand for another use, and throwing up a wall like Mr. Mime to stall. It uses a ton of trainers to draw, and Probats, Poketurns, and Pokeblowers to drop maximum damage in a single turn. My list wasn't perfect, and I made plenty of screw-ups, but it's a crazy deck that draws a ton of cards in the first turn, and gets a lot of one-turn wins if you go second. It's loads of fun, and it takes no skill to play. Here's how my matches went. Round 1. I won versus Carl and his Weavile Nidoqueen Expert Belt list. This game I had almost the turn 1 win, or as Poke people always call it, the donk. Except I missed 5 out of 6 heads and flips with Victory Medal and Super Scoop Up to move an active Unknown R out of the way. It started out bad for me after that, but once I started picking up on a psychic weakness, the game turned in my favor. I also used Shuckle's Pokebody to wall against his deck, which used plenty of special energy. The winning play for me involved using a double Pokeblower to bring up his benched Nidoqueen with Expert Belt on it for a double prized knockout. Round 2. I lost against Alex Broseo, aka Chuck, playing Kingdra. Chuck hasn't run a non-Kingdra deck since Worlds 08, so I know he knew what he was doing. The game starts and we both have setups for a turn 1 win, except I win the coin flip and go first, which is something you never want to do with Shuppet, because then you can't play any of the trainers you have. He gets the early advantage with a KO on my Shuppet, turn 1 instead, and I have to play through a big disadvantage the rest of the game. I try out my Shuckle tech against his Kingdra with a multi-energy on it, but he just retreats to get rid of the energy instead, making me feel really stupid. I try and fight back and end up 10 damage short from a pro turnaround move, making the game end with me taking 3 or 4 prizes, but knowing I was going to lose the whole time. Chuck hasn't been invited to Worlds for the past 5 or so years for nothing. He's a great player. If only I had won that opening coin flip. Round 3. This game, I lose to Kyle L, aka Reinfeld89, playing your standard Blaziken FB Luxray GL list. The flip goes, and I go first, once again. I have a hand from the gods, but I screw up my first turn by fading out my Shuppet and promoting Spiritomb, locking him and myself from playing any trainer cards. It was a game-losing move to me because I had such an awesome hand full of trainers. I recommend taking Spiritomb out of the Shuppet list. Mime and Shuckle are fine enough walls, and Spiritomb just seemed to hurt myself. Because of this error, he gets lots of time to set up and collect power sprays into his hand. I take a few KOs, but by the end of the game, he seals everything by power spraying 2 straight Uxie setup powers to draw 7. I just beat myself on this one. Round 4. This game was a win versus someone whose name I've forgotten, playing Power Sceptile Expert Belt. This is another game that I could have won on turn 1, but I went first. Again. It doesn't really matter though, because even though he uses Call Energy to pull up 2 Treecos on the bench, I have another excellent hand and I go to town with it. This game involves me doing massive damage every turn with Shuppet, and then hiding with Mime while he tried to set back up. He only took 1 prize. Round 5 was versus my friend Ryan Borgman, aka Biggins, playing Flygon Nidoqueen Mewtwo. I'm freaking out about the Mewtwo X matchup, but I smile when I realize I have the turn win if I go second. Well, of course I don't, and we have to play another actual game out. I get a knock out a turn as he struggles to build any damage against Mr. Mime. He has to keep using Cynthia's to draw new cards, and he never gets anything, and ultimately never takes a prize. I win the game by de-evoluting a damaged Flygon. Winner of the tournament was our 09 national champion, Kyle S, aka Puka, with Garchomp C, Dialga G, and Toxicroak. Second place was Chuck with his Kingdra expert belt list. So, that's my mini report for you. I'm gonna bust out some awesome mega reports for the rest of the city championship season. It seems like the play right now is all kinds of SP variants. They're tearing up most of the event. Shuppet seems like a great play to me if you don't go first 4 out of 5 games. But what do you guys think? The first thing I did when I got home was take out an Energy, a Shuppet, and the Spiritomb. What decks do you guys see as being the play right now? Post your commentary below, and don't forget to subscribe! So my next tournament is this Saturday, December 5th, at Rantoul, Illinois. It's hosted by good old Ryan B, aka Balados, and it's bound to be a good time. If you live in the area, go down and check it out. I'll have my video camera, and you guys will get a real quality episode. Have a nice week, everybody. Thanks for watching Profit.